Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tech Motoring. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at this product here. This is the AINAVI 10.2-inch display that you can install on the dashboard of your vehicle. This acts as not only a dash camera that records out of the front of your vehicle, but you can also record out the back of your vehicle. And that second camera also acts as a backup camera for your vehicle if you don't already have one. On top of that, this also offers wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay, allowing you to broadcast what is on your phone to this screen on your dashboard for not only navigation, but also for music and other entertainment purposes. So let's dive into this product today, take a look at all its features, and then we'll go ahead and get it installed in a vehicle. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned. We're going to come right back and take a look. Alright everybody, welcome back. So Paul here with another product review for you, and this one is by AINAVI. So AINAVI reached out to me again and asked me to review this product for them on my channel, and this is a 10.25-inch touchscreen display that you could put in your vehicle on your dashboard. It has a camera that faces out the back of it, so you can actually record for dash cam footage in your vehicle. It also has a camera that you can run out to the back of your vehicle on like your license plate frame, so this way you can also have your dash cam footage out your back, but also you can wire it in so you have a rear camera for when you're reversing. So reverse cameras are really popular nowadays, and I've seen some cars that have these little tiny screens for the reverse camera, because it is by law nowadays that every car manufacturer needs to have a reverse camera, but it doesn't give you a general how big the screen has to be. So sometimes I see cars with these little tiny screens for their backup cameras, and it's just pathetic. But this will give you a nice 10-inch screen for your backup camera, which is really, really nice. So let's go ahead, let's dive into the box, go through some of the things that you get in this box, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get down to a car. We're going to get this installed in that vehicle, wire it all up, see how it looks, see how it functions, and we'll give you the final verdict. So let's go ahead and dive into the box. All right, so pretty standard size box that they give you here. They got everything packaged right here in this one box, which is really nice. So let's go ahead and open up this box here. And on the inside, the first thing we come across is that 10.25-inch screen, I believe it is. So here we are, we have this really nice screen here. Good size, nice and wide, so this is going to take up quite a bit of space on your dashboard if you choose to put it there. If for some reason you don't need to use the dash cam out the front, let's say your car already has one or something, you can actually mount this a lot lower in your car, maybe down in like a center console area. But of course, if you want to use the functionality of that camera, you're going to want to mount this to your dashboard. So really nice, looks really cool. The camera does have this swivel function on it as well, so this way you can, get that right where you need it to be once you get this installed. So really cool there, like that. Looks like there is the power button up here on the back, and then there's the mounting bracket here on the back as well. And then it looks like we have, it looks like there's functionality for a GPS module here. It has a flash memory card in there already. It looks like it is a 64 gig micro SD card. It's a Lexar card too, right? So that's pretty good. They got a pretty decent branded card in there. So 64 gigs of memory. So that's pretty good when it comes to dash cams. Of course, you can always replace this card, put something a little bit bigger in there, 128 gigs, 256, whatever. Looks like we have some audio video in ports, a Type-C, USB-A on this side, and then an auxiliary port. So the reason we have a lot of these input-outputs here is because this offers many ways for you to input it into your car. So this does offer the FM modulation, so you can actually just wirelessly transmit to an FM radio. So let's say you want to broadcast something to this device, but then you want to broadcast that music, let's say, to from your phone to this device, and then this device to your car speakers. There's a few ways of doing that. One is through the FM modulation. So you tune your radio to a specific channel, you tune this to the same channel, it broadcasts from here to there. Usually that's a really old school method of doing things. It's usually not the greatest quality, but it is an offered availability to do that. The other way you could do that is through this auxiliary port. So you could run an auxiliary cable from this port down into an auxiliary port in your vehicle if you have one. So a lot of ways to be able to transfer your music from your phone through this device and into your car, which once again, if you do use Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, let's say you're broadcasting your maps to this device here, you want to hear it in your speakers, you can actually just broadcast right from this device into your speakers so you can actually hear the actual navigation as well. This also offers speakers on the back as well. So if you don't want to use any of those other methods, it does have speakers. Obviously the sound quality won't be as good, but if you're only using it for like navigation or something, those should be fine. Anyway, that's the screen there. Looks pretty good. Let's dive into the box a little further. And now at the bottom here, we have this small box with all the accessories in it. So let's dive in and take a look at all these accessories that we get. All right, so this looks like this is the mounting bracket for the screen. So this is what goes and mounts onto the back of the screen. So this is where you would put this on your dashboard, any place you really want to mount this. So they do give you this double-sided sticky pad here. And what you do is you mount that to the bottom of this. Then you mount this to a flat surface, as flat as you can get at least, surface in your vehicle for the best method possible. There's also these little holes in here. I suppose you could screw this into something if you wanted to. That is really up to you if you wanted to do that. That is not a method I would want to, put screw holes into my dashboard. Once again, maybe if you're putting this into a different part of the vehicle, you can maybe find an easy method to screw this into something that you're not going to really worry about putting holes into, but definitely wouldn't be screwing it into the top of my dashboard for multiple reasons. So you do get that mount there. Here we do get a long cable here, and this is actually the rear camera. So this is the rear camera that you do mount off the back of your car. Once again, this camera can be used for not only your dash cam footage, so you'll have dash cam out your front and also out your back, but you can also use this, you can wire this in with this red wire right here. That will go to your reverse light if you don't mind taking your tail light out, tapping into your positive 12 volt there. That'll give you a trigger, so when you put the car in reverse, your reverse lights kick on, which triggers the screen to go into the camera mode automatically, which is really cool. And then you'll be able to see out this camera. And then once you put it back into drive or whatever, the car will just turn off the reverse camera, and then this will go back to functioning as a dash camera, just recording. So really cool there. Looks like they give you a couple of pieces of hardware as well there. And of course, you need to find a way to mount that to the back of your car, so they give you this license plate bracket. So you mount this license plate bracket to your license plate frame, or basically your license plate, and then you mount that camera into the center part here, and then that is what holds the camera to point out the back of the car. So really nice that they give you that as well. Here is your power. So this is a 12 volt DC cigarette lighter, I guess you could call it, plug in your vehicle. So you plug it in for your 12 volts. That's what powers the display. It is the USB-C end here. So that is what powers the display, is the USB-C port on the display. So just a simple 12 volt to USB-C adapter there. Very good. We have an auxiliary cable here, so they give you just the standard 3.5 millimeter auxiliary cable. Once again, you can run an auxiliary cable from the AINAVI 10.2 inch screen and run that down to a auxiliary port that's in your vehicle already. Once again, this is one of the methods you can use to connect the two together between your vehicle sound and your AINAVI screen. So it's nice that they give you a cable to do so in the event that you wanted to do it that method. Couple other things we got in here is just a USB-C A to C cable here. All right, and it looks like we got another one of these pads here for mounting the base here. So that's nice to give you an extra one of those. Looks like they give you some other extra pieces of hardware, probably for the rear camera, it looks. And in here is a Oh, this is kind of cool. So it's a USB to micro SD adapter. So if you want to take the footage off of the AINAVI card, you put the card into here, you plug this into a computer, the computer will allow you to read the files that are on there. So that's interesting as well. And then of course here at the bottom of the box, we have the basically the directions and the user guide, the manual for how to set these up, just how to, you know, run certain cables, just very basic installation examples. Very nice book. It's all in color, which is really good. So it's easy to see the pictures. It's easy to understand what you need to do. It shows you how to basically screen share to this device if you have an Apple phone or an Android phone. So really, really nice. The other feature that this does offer, and I did not mention this, is does have an ADAS system. It's more of a lane departure warning system. So it does offer the ability to read the lane lines in front of you, and if you are to go over a lane line, it will beep at you to let you know. Now, the only issue with this functionality is that it's not going to know if your turn signal is on or not. So if you go over a lane line, even with your turn signal on, it's probably still going to beep and yell at you to let you know that you're going out of the lane. I'm pretty sure that's how that functionality works on these third-party devices that you can buy. Like even dash cameras offer this functionality, and it's good until it starts getting really annoying every time you change a lane, because it thinks you're wandering out of the lane, but it just doesn't know you have your turn signal on, and that's what your intention is. And the last little guide we have here is the troubleshooting guide. So just in case you come across any issues setting up the device or any issues over your time with it, basic troubleshooting steps here to kind of go through and see if you can rectify those in the process. All right, well, there we go. So that is all the things that come in the box. So now we're gonna go down to a car. We're gonna get this all mounted up. We're gonna get it set up, plugged in, see how the cameras look, see how everything looks and works. And then we'll give you my final verdict. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, well, you join us back in a garage here where we're gonna be installing the 10.2-inch AINAVI screen into this 2016 Kia Sorento, I believe it is. And so this is a good candidate for this screen specifically for this reason. As we can see, this comes with a really tiny, like 4-inch screen. Now it does have a reverse camera on it, but it is obviously a really tiny screen. So this also has no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay functionality built into the car. So I think this is a perfect candidate for getting this AINAVI screen put in there. So what we have over here is we have the screen laid out sort of. You could kind of take a look at how the wiring is, so it's not as confusing to those of you who are maybe new to this type of stuff. But starting from the left here, all we have is our USB-C, which is just a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug that is for powering the unit. It's really nice that it has this USB-A pass-through for if you want to plug in something else, like the included USB-A to C cord, which is really nice, so you could charge other devices through this if you wanted to. This is the long cable that goes to the reverse camera, so that was what we're going to be hooking up today as well as a reverse camera for this. So we'll be tapping it into the 12-volt that'll be by the tail lights of the reverse lights of the vehicle. So we'll be tapping that in, and then this just plugs into the AV in port over here for that input. So pretty simple as far as that goes. This is just the extra 3.5 millimeter cable that we use for inputting into the device, but we're probably not going to be using that for this particular setup. You can see we have our memory card. We're just going to insert that now. So this way that is done. We don't have to worry about that. You can see the dash camera right here on this, really easy and adjustable, as you could see, which is really nice. And of course we have our mount that we're going to have to figure out how we want to mount this to the dashboard to utilize all of that. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this all mounted up in this vehicle right now, and we'll kind of take you along the way so you could see how it looks and how easy it is to install. Really, the hardest part is going to be running the wires from up here on the dashboard, trying to make it nice and run that to the back of the vehicle. And I think once we get that done, the rest is going to be pretty much plug and play. So let's dive in and take a look. So just taking a quick look at this double-sided sticky method here. It looks like it's almost like an alien tape kind of adhesive, not really like the like a double-sided 3M tape. It feels almost like it's a very bendable, pliable alien tape sort of deal. If you ever seen that, like it's like a reusable, cleanable tape. So I don't really have concerns about
it leaving adhesive or anything on the dashboard. It looks like it's going to work out pretty well with this, so we're going to go ahead and give this a shot and see how that looks.
All right, so it looks like we got this mounted to the dashboard. It's pretty sturdy already. We only had it on there for about 15 or 20 seconds, but it's looking good so far. All right, so doing this reverse camera here, what we're going to do is take this bracket off of it, and we're going to replace it with this piece right here. Now, this is to set up the bracket for the license plate frame, and that's going to work. So we're going to go ahead and take this steel bracket off, replace it with this little plastic bracket, and we'll show you how that looks in just a second. Just our current progress here on the back hatch. We got most of the plastic trims off here. We got our reverse light here just hanging, so we're going to tap into that. So we have that lighting up the reverse camera here that I got in my hand, all done, ready to go. So we're going to get this mounted. We're going to run the cables through the back here, get it tapped into here, and then we're going to start running cables in through the interior of the vehicle. All right, so polishing up some of the wiring. We got all the plastic panels back on. We started running the wire down over here. Ran into one little issue, though, as we were running everything under the sill panels. This is about as far as we got with the cable. So, unfortunately, we just made it up to the driver's seat here. So I'm going to have to go ahead and buy an extension. We'll go ahead and run the extension the rest of the way. Looks like we'll probably need at least about 10 feet. And then we'll go ahead and get everything hooked up. So we're going to see you on a future video here in just a couple minutes. All right, everybody, you join us a week later because we have the extension cable we needed to finish up this project. So we're going to jump in right now, finish up the 2.5 millimeter audio cable to get to the front of the car, get everything plugged in. We'll get it powered up and see how it looks. All right, so we got everything hooked up. We got the wires coming around the dashboard. This is kind of like a temporary solution until we get some better wire guides here. But we're going to go ahead and get this screen put onto our dashboard here. So we're just going to be plugging in that USB-C cable. That is for power. And then the auxiliary cable, which is going to be for the rear camera there. So this will be for recording dash camera footage and also for the backup camera, which is going to be really cool. So now all you got to do is line up those 4 little pegs behind there, which takes a little bit of maneuvering around and lining up, but once you get those situated, settle it down just like so. Yep, I think that's about it.
I think we're in.
We mounted this a week ago, if you remember that in the earlier video. That this seems to be mounted really good, really strong. Doesn't look like it's really wobbling all that much. So yeah, it looks really good. All right, well, I guess at this point there's only one more thing we could do, and that's start the car and see what we get. All right, so there's our little boot up sequence there. All right, and we got it started up. It's looking pretty good. And let's go ahead and throw it in reverse real quick and see what our results are there for the reverse camera. And there we go. It's on instantly, and we got a real. We got the tailgate open.
Tailgate's right open.
So we go ahead and there we go. We're bringing it down now. And there we go. So as you can see, there's the old camera, and that is the new camera. So you get a much bigger screen, and those guides look pretty good. We'll have to see. We'll get to a parking lot and see if those guides line up pretty well with a parking spot. But we're gonna dive in and take a look at some other options the screen gives us and go from there. All right, so a couple of things we're going to go through real quick. You can see the dash cam here. So this is an adjustable camera on the back, which is really nice. So you can adjust it to wherever you need. You can swipe through the menus here. So there's the rear camera. There's your split camera, front and rear. Really nice. Of course, once again, this is like a dash cam. As you can see, it's recording up here in the top corner. Really nice feature. You could take a picture with it if you wanted to just take a snapshot while you're driving. In your settings, got plenty of options here for adjusting some settings. You got a background, so cool. You can change the backgrounds. That looks pretty cool. We choose this one. This one looks kind of interesting. I think I did it. Yeah, there we go. A little different background there. Second brightness. We can adjust the brightness. Oh, we could do auto. Well, that's kind of nice. So we can change based on ambient light around you, which is really nice. Sound settings, so you got the key sound on, so it makes a little jingle when it turns on the car, or you could just turn that off. We'll probably turn that off, I think. Volume control, let's just adjust this down just a little bit from defaults there. And yeah, so overall looking pretty cool. You could format the SD card if you needed to do that for any particular reason. Let's actually go back to the default background real quick. I think this is easier to see. So yeah, really cool. So let's go ahead and we're going to get a phone connected to this, either an Apple phone or an Android phone, and see what else options we have as far as that goes. All right, so if we click on the CarPlay button here, it says to pair your iPhone via Bluetooth. Gives you the name that you got to look for. So what we're going to be doing is searching on our phones under Bluetooth. So it says after connecting the wireless CarPlay, we'll automatically disconnect the Bluetooth without... Oop, try this again. Without disconnect the Bluetooth without clicking and automatically switch to Wi-Fi. So we can see on the phone here, it says, do you want to use CarPlay with Smart Screen? Hit use CarPlay. And then that should now create a Wi-Fi connection between the phone and this. There is our Apple CarPlay now thrown up onto the screen here. So everything you get on Apple CarPlay, you could get on the screen now. So you got your maps, your phone, music, obviously, whatever you set up is all on here. So really, really nice. An Apple CarPlay interface like any other vehicle. So really cool. So this is once again a, keep your hands off of your phone, and now you can just use this if your car doesn't have an Apple CarPlay interface or Android Auto. You get it right here on the AINAVI 10.2-inch touchscreen for your car. So going through the front page here, we were looking at the audio screen here, and as you can see here, you have your native audio, which is the audio on the screen. You can also do an auxiliary audio, which is using the included auxiliary cable to plug into an auxiliary port of your vehicle with, once again, the included 3.5 millimeter audio cable if you wanted to do that. You could also do FM audio, so you can actually transmit over the FM radio of your car. So that means your phone would connect to this device here, then this would broadcast over here. So if you're transferring your Pandora, your Spotify, whatever your audio is up to this screen, you can then transmit from the screen back to your car audio. It also has Bluetooth audio, but that is Bluetooth audio that it doesn't work in the sense where this connects to your car Bluetooth. That's if you just want to connect from your phone directly to this, I believe. So that doesn't really work in the sense of this going to here. But the FM audio seems to work pretty well, sounds pretty good. And so that's what we're going to do and set up for this car particularly. But other than that, the Android Auto, or excuse me, the Apple CarPlay looks really good. And dash cam, once again, looks really good as well. So really nice to see that. And yeah, so far so good. All right, everybody, there you go. There is the AINAVI 10.2-inch touchscreen for your vehicle. Now, this is a really cool thing for people who want to add, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay functionality to their vehicles. They want to be able to have some extra functionality without having to change out the entire head unit of their vehicle, because that can get really expensive. Multiple hundreds, possibly even $1,000 to get something like that done to replace that. So this can add some extra functionality to your car. A rear view camera, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, a dash cam, all in one piece, to be able to add that to your car for a really low fee for, all intents and purposes. So I really like this screen. I think it's got a lot of functionality, and I think this could help a lot of people out. And the installation is pretty straightforward. Not much more than what you would do for just a normal dash cam. Run a cable for the rear camera, but other than that, everything is just plug and play up front. Connect to it through Bluetooth or anything else like you would normally do for, your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, once again. So pretty straightforward, easy going. And I'd like to thank AINAVI for sending that out to me for review. Really cool product. Really interested to see how the owner of this vehicle is going to use it moving forward and see how much they like it, because that really is really, really nice, especially when it brings up your navigation on a nice large screen right in front of your view, so you're not looking down at a phone. It's great for safety and great for anything in the future that you need to do with that screen. Anyway, I'd like to thank you very much for watching today's episode. And of course, if you're interested in this product, make sure you look down in the description below. You'll see a link right there with this product, so you can take a look at it and see if it's the right product for you. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of you for watching today's episode. If you like this product and this video, give it the thumbs up below, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Anyway, I'd like to thank you very much again for watching. And remember, welcome to the future. Welcome to Tech Motoring. We'll see you soon.